It's to 9. Welcome back to Sunrise Daily. We'll turn our attention now to the modalities for the National Conference. Mr. Akin Osuntokun joins us. He's the former Managing Director of the News Agency of Nigeria. Thank you for coming on this morning.
Thank you.
We spoke about this same matter yesterday, and some of the respondents who came up, some of them lecturers, doctors, said, look, how can we discuss modalities? How can we discuss challenges in this country? We say there's no gray area, yet there's one. They think that we should be talking about everything, including the indivisibility of the country. Why should we stay together, they say?
No, well, at the end of the day, somebody takes the decision. It's what the president has decided. We are not the one hosting it. If you are the one hosting it, you will say that that is the form we want you to take. But the man who takes the decision, definitely there must have been other considerations, other inputs that fed into it.
The question would then be, why is he holding it?
To say whether to decide, I don't think any government, any sitting government will say, okay, even discuss the terms of your association. What we are saying is that the country is up for dissolution.
Is that what you mean?
Yes, if you say there is no gray area. And it's of course a potentially volatile subject. The country is tense enough as it is. And if you bring that in, the way it will play into the crisis and tension around is not the best. But let me finish. I don't think even the most liberal advocates of national conference contemplate that kind of.
Yeah, but some of them, I mean, a lot of them did say, I think I even heard Mr. Ranta say one time that, look, the question that had been asked earlier on, that why should we stay together and why, it's part of what we should be looking at this conference.
Well,
so why the vote for us?
Well, this tried saying that half a loaf is better than none. So this is what we have, we work with it.
So you agree this is half a loaf?
Oh yes, of course. Nobody will get everything he wants. I mean, the nation as an association, even you and your wife, you compromise on issues. Nobody is good. It's not going to be a zero-sum game in which you get 100% of what you want. If you get 100% of what you want, the other person is not likely to get anything. So these are the trade-offs for me. Nigeria itself is a product of compromise and trade-offs and bargaining. I mean, nobody should. And the country has become integrated in such a fashion that it is almost impossible to contemplate the country breaking up, dissolving to. I don't think anybody should contemplate that. Those kind of situations are forced.
But what I think some of them are saying, if I'm not misinterpreting them, is that they just want to discuss the terms of which we will continue staying together.
Okay, fine. I don't think that anybody will say that you cannot discuss that. But in the terms of reference that you are given, no, I will understand if it is not stated there. Because you can easily impute ulterior motive that maybe the president who is there now is secretly harboring the intention of United Delta succeeding or something like that. When the conference starts, I'm sure there will be enough room to put in whatever topic you want to put in there. Normally, when we have this agenda of meeting, there's OAB, any other business. So,
it reminds me a little of the Garden of Eden. Where, you can eat of every fruit, but not of this one fruit, and then that becomes the fruit that is most tempting to everyone. Now, looking at a relationship, let's use the analogy of a man and a woman. We say that we must find the solutions to our problems. And divorce is not an option for us.
A Catholic marriage.
A Catholic marriage, for instance. And you go in that. You also see that it will become very difficult to get some level of compromise or a certain level of compromise that would ensure justice for all if that is not on the table.
Sure, of course. I mean, I think that if you do an opinion poll, among the citizens of this country, I doubt if you get up to 10% who will say, look, go and discuss a dissolution of the country. Look, outright request or demand for dissolution usually comes from a gross act of injustice, a gross violation of like what happened during the Biafra war.
Oh no, don't misinterpret me. I'm not saying that they're asking for dissolution, but that it becomes dissolution as a bargaining tool is not available, and so it becomes very difficult to get some level of concession from other parties.
No, you see, it's I don't know. They cause some discussions that you rather not. Look, it will take more energy, futile. You just dissipate a lot of energy, and will not achieve anything at the end of the day. If you put this kind of questions, it's going to hit up passions. But so, as I said, but the solution, unless it's put into some constitutions, but in most cases, the solution of a union usually results from an unbridgeable difference, something that is not I wouldn't want to go and use dissolution. That's a very hostile bargaining from the word go. And what you need most for the national conference to succeed is the goodwill of everybody. If you go there, that's a very radical and extreme position. And of course, as I said, is likely to end in futility. We need to see some topics in which we can all discuss, pleasantly, well, maybe not pleasantly, decently around, okay, this is what I want, it's not at your expense, I do not hate you, I want to be in the same country with you, but a country that works, it's not that I don't want to have anything to do, we are not enemies, I don't propose we are Nigerians.
At the heart of all of this is the money.
Money.
Yes, it's the finances.
I agree with you.
And some people say that when you're talking money, it becomes very, very difficult to arrive at a consensus oftentimes. Do you think that they will be able to move forward or achieve much in discussing whatever term they decide to,
I think so.
Make it true federalism, whatever it is.
Fiscal
federalism. Do you think they'll be able to make a lot of progress if that is not addressed?
Yeah, I agree with you absolutely that the issue of the fiscal federalism is going to be central. Now, my own I've given it a long thought, and I've thought about it a long time. I think the way we can go about that is, for instance, that we preserve the present revenue allocation formula for maybe 10, 20 years. That will be part of the addendum, that before fiscal federalism itself is made to go into operation. If you go there and say, okay, fiscal federalism, that's derivation, will pay like 50% of resources or should go back to the state of origin, it's not going to sit well, and it's going to upset the country in a way that will be very adversarial. I mean, suddenly we are withdrawing. It's going to introduce shocks, economic and social shocks into parts of the country. Now, these are the kind of things that we discuss at the conference. That look, let us find a way in which, okay, we go back to the 6 zones as the federating unit or the coordinating unit, coordinate states. But because of the peculiarity and uniqueness of our situation, we will leave the revenue allocation formula as it is for the next 10, 15 years. And by 15 years' time, every zone or every unit, by then hopefully, will be in a position, to sustain itself, will be compelled. The idea at the end of the day actually is, how do we get a society that works, a country that works? If you give a 15-room window, that should be enough period for people to apply themselves seriously within each region.
What do you think about those who say, look, They always talk about conference today, tomorrow. If we sort one thing out, they think a lot of things will fall into place. The way our leaders emerge. And if everyone's vote were to count, just one vote for each person, and then the right, whoever people vote for, I mean, yes, it reflects in that way. That will help a great deal. You won't have a lot of headache about conference or not.
Easier said than done. Look, so much powers are concentrated on the center, and so it makes election the very desperate struggle, do or die. If you are in a desperate situation, you are not likely to be too concerned with decency or with how you get there. Many people is just that is the reality of our situation. Even assuming that we even have a free, fair, absolutely good election, the fact that some people feel dispossessed, we are still in a situation, unfortunately, where our politics is like is still zero-sum. So somebody views your victory as a loss for him, and vice versa. So if you have a president in that situation, it's not. Yes, democratic elections will help. If that is the case, there will have not been any need, for instance, like zoning. If we believe.
No, but that's only within the People's Democratic Party.
That in theory,
Nigeria.
In reality, every other party has adopted it. We asked the APC, why did they pick their chairman from the south? So you get these are the kind of pretensions you find all over the place. It's assumed by any party that has a chance of getting to the office. I think the point is, we had something that was working before. It's not as if it's a rocket science or we want to invent the wheel. What Nigeria did best was between 1960 and 1966. And the reason was, we had a structure that
I'm afraid we'll have to let it go today. Unfortunately, the time just flied out on us. But not to worry, I guess we'll have another time where we'll look at this matter. I want to thank you for coming in. Mr. Akin Osuntokun is the former managing director of the news agency of Nigeria. We'll take a break. We're back in just a moment.